Yo, what's good everyone, welcome back. The first video I ever uploaded to this channel, I ranked all of Pearl Jam's discography, and today we're looking at their debut album, which is 10. If you watched that video, you would know how I feel about this record, and I do rank it 5th in all their albums. Most people would heavily disagree with that, but it's just what I think. I feel like with this record, they definitely had one style throughout the whole thing, and it's just not the side of Pearl Jam that's my favorite. I like more of the ballad kind of music. I prefer the quality of their songwriting over just like the rock and guitar solos and all that bullshit. That makes me sound like a hipster, which I'm not. I hate hipsters. It's just how I feel about this record. I have been wanting to do a video on it for a while though, because it is, at the end of the day, an iconic record, one of the greatest albums of the 90s in terms of radio play and everything. If you didn't know, Pearl Jam was originally going to be called Mookie Blaylock. They were called Mookie Blaylock. They eventually changed it because they realized how shit that sounded. It was a basketball player, one of their favorites. This record was called 10 because that was Mookie Blaylock's jersey number. It's a terrible album cover. I always fucking hated it. Always thought it was very uncreative, but the font they use is like their signature. Like everyone knows Pearl Jam by this font. To get started in the album, we open up with Once, an amazing track. I don't know what those sounds are at the beginning, like the, but they were pretty cool. I remember when I went to see them in 2024, the end of 2024, they toured in the Gold Coast, and the concert opened up with that intro music from Once. Not the guitar, but like the weird effects at the beginning. So I was thinking to myself, like, oh, they're gonna start with Once, like 10. And then they played Corduroy, but I'm not complaining about that because Corduroy is one of the greatest songs ever written. It's an awesome song. It's part of the Alive trilogy, it's called. It starts with Alive, and then Once, and then Footsteps, which is on the Jeremy single, I believe. I'll go back to that when we get to the third track, which is Alive. The guitar in this song is fucking awesome. This whole first half of the album is very like stadium cock rock sounding. It's a style of music I don't really like, which is why I ranked this album so low when it came to the discography. I still appreciate it. It's a perfect album. There's no complaints except for just my personal taste. I understand why this is everyone's favorite. Also, this is what everyone grew up with. I obviously didn't. I was nowhere near born at the time. Next up, we have track number 2, Even Flow. Probably the most popular off the album. Well, at least nowadays. You hear it everywhere, I swear to God, and it actually pisses me off. It's not an overrated song by any means because it's an amazing track, but it's very overplayed. I'm sick of hearing it. But obviously that guitar riff and the bass, so cool. It's about a homeless dude. If you read the lyrics, you can kind of figure it out for yourself. That iconic riff at the beginning, I feel like that riff really defines the band so much, all the early stages of Pearl Jam. I'll do a track ranking at the end. Even Flow was probably the best of this kind of first half. So next up we have track number 3, which is Alive. I don't like this song that much. It's a great song, like I still listen to it all the time, but to me, it's kind of a boring, generic rock song. Mike McCready's guitar solo was amazing. I have no complaint about that. I'm so glad I got to see it live. It's definitely the highlight of the song, that and the beginning riff. As I was saying before, with Once, it was part of the, I don't know if it was Eddie's idea, but the Illegitimate like trilogy. And it starts with Alive, which is about this kid who grows up. It's loosely based on Eddie Vedder's life. This kid grows up and he finds out who he thought was his dad is actually his stepdad, and his real dad was dying this whole time, and also for some reason he's like in an incestuous relationship with his mom. I don't know why they threw that in, but it's just a crazy story. And then it goes to Once, which is him getting older and how that affected him, and he ends up going insane and crashing out, and he commits like a mass murder. Then Footsteps is in prison and telling a story from prison, I believe. But Footsteps was also part of the demo tape that Eddie Vedder sent to the rest of the band when he was in San Diego? No, LA, I don't know, somewhere like that. He sent that to the band up in Seattle, and that was around the time when they recruited Eddie Vedder as their singer. To me, it's just a boring rock song. It's good. Maybe my least favorite on the album. I understand why it was such a big hit, and that's because it's probably the most radio friendly on here. Next up, we got number 5, 4, which is Why Go. I pretty much have the exact same things to say about this song as I do with Alive. I'm pretty sure I used this song as my toilet break at the concert. It was great to hear it. I caught the end of it, which was good enough for me. Generic rock song in my opinion. I feel like Why Go is kind of the filler track of this first half of the album. I don't know, people love it. My little brother loves this song. You know, I don't blame him. It's a great rock song. All of these are amazing rock songs. It's just not my style of music. But Why Go seems very generic, very bass level to me. That beginning riff is fucking dope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the bass that comes in. It's pretty fucking cool. She scratches a mirror. I always like the words, but there's a few songs and they're all off 10. And it carried that stereotype. Like, you can't understand what Eddie Vedder's saying. You usually can. It's just a couple songs on here and it happen to be the bigger hits. But Why Go? There's like a sentence that he says. I don't know if he says like stupid fuck or something, but you cannot understand what the hell he's saying. I don't think anyone's even bothered trying to like translate it. Next up, we have one of my favorite songs of all time, for sure my favorite of this album, and that is Black by Pearl Jam. Everyone loves Black, but to me it's genuinely like one of the greatest pieces of songwriting just of all time. Pearl Jam was in their era at this time where they first obviously got big, so they actually had music videos for some of these, and they really didn't want a single or a music video for Black because he felt the song was too personal and deep, which makes sense. There's a music video for Jeremy, which was huge. There's a Vivo music video. It's more of a live concert for Even Flow. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Black is an awesome song. The last 2 minutes of that song is one of the greatest moments in music, in my opinion. I could listen to it 100 times and never get sick of it. And I have listened to it hundreds and hundreds of times. It's about, you know, losing your lover and she moves on and whatnot. It's pretty understandable if you just listen to the lyrics yourself. Next up, we have number 6, which is Jeremy. This is a great track. I love it. One of the biggest hits at the time of this album coming out in 1991. Probably got the most radio play besides Alive. Yeah, one of the only songs on here to really have a proper music video. One of the only songs in general to really have a proper music video, except like Do the Evolution and some later tracks. It's about a schoolboy who was abused growing up. Pretty much gets up in front of his English class and shoots himself in front of all of his peers and his teacher. The music video shows that in decently graphic detail, to be honest. It really showcases Eddie Vedder's ability to just tell a story such a detailed way. I truly think Eddie Vedder is one of the greatest songwriters of all time, or lyricists in that regard. He's also a great songwriter in general, like with guitar, and his songs that he plays guitar on, you can really tell, especially when you're learning the guitar for it. He has a certain style to his writing. But yeah, Jeremy is great. It's another one that is kind of gets a little bit boring and like overplayed for me. But the ending, and especially that ending riff, is like do 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 do. I love that. Next up, we have track number 7, another one of my personal favorites, which is Oceans. I feel like this song is very underrated. I hear so many people talk shit about this song, like, ooh, it's not heavy. It's like a weird ass sounding ballad. But that's what makes it good, because it differentiates from the other tracks on this album. I don't want to hear an album where it's like 10 for 10, just all rock, like cock rock, stadium rock songs. And Oceans breaks up the pace, because the first 6 songs on this album are all pretty much heavy rock. I mean, Black is debatable, but like they're all like a heavy rock song. And Oceans breaks up that consistency, which makes it good. Albums aren't fun if it's just consistently the exact same genre for each song. You need different breaks, a heavy one, or like a couple heavy ones and a softer one, you know, then an interlude or whatnot. And Oceans is a great filler track. I guess you could call it a filler track, but it's one of my favorite songs on the album. He wrote it about his surfboard, because Eddie Vedder is a surfer. Next up, we got Porch. Probably one of my favorite rock songs off the album. Actually, that's a lie. My favorite is coming up. But Porch is a great track. It's 90% like just guitar music, but Eddie's vocals are still great in it. Especially at Pink Pop 92, their performance of Porch of that is so fucking dope. Their performance of most of their songs in that. I prefer the Pink Pop they did later though. I think it was like 2001 or something like that, maybe 2000. That one's better. League's better in my opinion. It starts off with just vocals and just, what the fuck is this world? All I really have to say for it is one of the better rock songs on here. Next up we have Garden. I was never a big fan of Garden. It's good. I love the guitar at the beginning. Just that riff is so cool. It also kind of reminds me a bit of Bon Jovi, to be honest. If you go like Dead or Alive, I hate Bon Jovi, but this song is like a better version of Dead or Alive to me. The guitar riff is dope and the end of the song is really cool, but the area in between is just kind of lame to me. Still a great track, it's just never my favorite. Next up we got number 10. This is the best rock song on the album. Also one of the most underrated, and that is Deep. It's got such a cool like twangy blues riff, but it's so heavy at the same time. The lyrics are cool. It does something different. All these like heavy stadium rock songs they have, they all kind of blend in with each other, especially like Why Go and Even Flow. Garden's a little different. You know, Porch and Why Go, they all blend in a lot. They're all the same structure and everything. But Deep is different. It's just real bluesy, a unique riff to it for once. Not dragging on Mike McCready, one of the greatest lead guitarists of all time. Stone Gossard is one of the most creative rhythm guitarists of all time. Deep is a great song, and a lot of people hate it. It's a lot of people's least favorite, and really never understood that. I thought it was the most like unique and creative. So next up we have the last track on the album, also another one of my favorites, and that is Release, track number 11. Such a beautiful song. It's very simple, but Eddie's vocals and his songwriting really carry the entire song. It's about his dad, kind of a similar story to Alive, except a more realistic depiction of his personal life, and it's more of like a message to his dad. There's a live video of them performing it back in 91 or 92, and it's one of the coolest performances in my opinion. I like playing this at gigs. It's just really emotional but heavy in like a deep sort of way. It's like really soft and brooding, and then his voice comes through and he like belts it out, like the whole Release Me part. Amazing track. Really long, but the last like few minutes are nothing. It's like kind of like with Deftones, if their last track, what was it, MX or something, or Head Up, I forget. The very end snippet of the song is the intro music that you hear at the very beginning of Once. So it rounds up the whole album perfectly. An amazing record. I just believe that their latest stuff, they matured more with their songwriting, specifically Eddie, produced tracks of more substance. That's really all I have to say. I don't like ranking this album so low because I know it's a great album, but it's just what I can gather when I listen through all that stuff. To move on to the track ranking now, I'm gonna have to put Last Place at number 11, which is gonna show up here live, and people are gonna hate me for that because it's a lot of people's favorite, but it's kind of boring to me. It's still great, just kind of boring. Probably one of the greatest guitar solos off this record. One of the greatest guitar solos of that year, to be honest. Mike McCready is such a talented, underrated guitarist. I see all these lists of people like figuring out, oh, who's the greatest like lead guitarist in that? You know, Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and all this. They never have Mike McCready for some reason, and he's very deserving to be up in that list. Next up, we have Why Go, another generic filler song in my opinion. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. It's better than Alive. I think I listened to it a bit more than Alive. Actually, that's a lie, because I hear Alive fucking everywhere. I think that's why I don't like it. Next up, we have Garden at number 9. Great guitar intro, great outro to the song. Besides that, it's just boring. Next, we have, this is difficult. Next, we have Once, and I love Once, but it's just not doing enough to like put it any higher. But no, it's still a great song. And then next we have Jeremy, which is a great track. That ending alone makes it so good, but it doesn't compare to the next one, which is going to be Even Flow. I love Even Flow. It's such a great song. I just hear it so much. Everyone else hears it so much. Like I kind of struggle to put it on because I'm like, no one wants to listen to this again. But that guitar riff is dope. Turn the fucking lights off, Josh.
Josh, turn these lights out!
Next up, we got Porch. I kind of have the same things to say about it as I do with Even Flow. And then we have Deep, which I love, but it doesn't compare to the top 3, which we're up to now. And that's going to go Oceans, Release, and then obviously what everyone was waiting for, number one, I'm gonna have to put Black. One of the greatest songs ever written. It was in my set list when I first ever started playing music in public, like busking and stuff. It's kind of the song that really pushed me to get out there and play my music for like the public, because I remember learning that and thinking like, yeah, people would enjoy listening to this, and I started busking and making money, and then that evolved to gigs and whatnot. That is my ranking for the album 10. I'm not sure if I'll straight away continue the Pearl Jam train. I could do Versus next, but I could be also doing Incubus. But until then, thanks for watching. Have a good one.